Clara and I are about to make a cranberry curd pie, and I'm really curious about building an oven on the top of our wood stove. So that's what we're going to be doing today. All right, here is our brick pile that's been here since we bought the property. And this place had excellent garbage on it when we bought it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through and I'm finding bricks that don't have holes in them. And I'm going to take them up and build a little oven on top of our wood stove. All right, Clara helped collect the bricks. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I've come up with. This was inspired by another one of these that I saw. And there are some gaps here and there. This is an experiment, so we'll see what happens. But what I did that I wanted to show was I took a cookie sheet. Ooh, and I can already tell that's holding quite a bit of heat. So that'll be nice. I took the tin foil and I kind of crimped it so that I can mold the sides of the tin foil down on top of the brick outline. And I put that rack in there so that air circulates underneath my pie tin. So now I've got my pie crust down in there, and it's definitely rough. I would prefer that the opening be wider, but I just don't have the room. See, I'm buttoned up against the lever there, and I'm buttoned up against the back of it over here. But again, experiment. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to kind of crimp this down around the edges, trap as much heat in there as I can. Now, what I've got going here is that my intake is closed, which means that this is going to burn slower and more stable than it would otherwise. My top damper is open, so it won't be shut down completely. And we'll just kind of see what happens. Wish me luck. Well, I neglected to put fork holes in my pie crust before it went in. However, this is about 25 minutes later, and it's definitely cooking. So I'm gonna let it do its thing. Time to open her up. I think we're in business. Yeah, come on over. What do you think?
Fluffy.
Yeah, it's fluffy, but our edges are starting to brown a little bit.
Can I feel fluffy?
Don't poke it too hard, just very gently. Okay. See? So I'm going to take it off. Would you hold the phone and record?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ta-da! So now I just have to disassemble all this, which just means taking it off. And these bricks are pretty hot, so don't get carried away and pick them up without a hot pad. It's a good way to burn yourself. And I'm just gonna set them in that cookie sheet right there. So
I'm showing them the cookie sheet with bricks in it.
Great. So next time I'm ready to do this, it'll be right there for me.
That's right.
What do you think, Clara?
Pretty good idea.
Yeah, pretty good success story so far. I'm experimenting today with a different type of stovetop oven that I'm going to put on the wood stove. So what I'm doing this time is I put just my roasting pan with the rack in it, and I put some water in it, which is what I normally do even in the regular oven. And I'm roasting some pumpkin for some pumpkin pie. So we shall see how this works out. I'm using a cookie sheet that I have wrapped in foil, and then that'll be the oven lid. So if I put it on top there, it's just about the right dimensions, but having the tin foil on there allows me to come and crimp it and close it up completely. So we shall see how this works out. I've set it on the griddle feature on this stove, which is Vermont Castings Defiant. It has a griddle top. And that's the hottest part of the stove, which makes it all the more important why I put that rack down between the pumpkin and the bottom of the pan so that that wouldn't scorch. So I'm gonna give this about at least an hour probably, and then check it. Right now, that's a pretty hot fire. I would guess that the stove top itself is close to 400 degrees right now. So we'll just have to see what happens. If I hear it start talking to me, I might move it over a little bit so that it's kind of half on the griddle and half off the griddle. It's been half hour-ish and it's starting to make some noise, so we're gonna take a look. Let's see what we've got here. So the nice thing about aluminum foil, or tin foil, is that it doesn't hang on to heat much. Whoo, look at that. Boy, that looks great. Super excited. All right. So, let's see about where we're at. Wow. That's working actually really well. I'd say we need maybe 20 more minutes and then we'll be golden. I'm pretty excited about both of those versions of the stovetop oven. The basic roasting pan one is a lot easier to deal with. It'll take me a little while to play with the differences in the two, depending on what I'm cooking, because the brick one, its airflow, I suspect might actually be really beneficial in cooking things that I want to be a little drier, whereas the pumpkin worked out perfectly in the roasting pan because moisture was the goal.